I just used to find gigs really boring. And I used to be like, I want more interesting things to do. Like, I don't want to stand around with a pint. I want to sew.
Essie, I'm so excited to have you here on Chaos Radio today because I'm quite new to your music journey, but from what I've seen, I absolutely love it. And I feel like this is the year of Essy Sparrow.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. The year of the horse and the year of the Essie. I'll take it.
There you go. Do you want to just give us a little intro? How would you describe the Essy Sparrow sound and what you're going for with this new music?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of nostalgia to it, I think. And I always try to dig into like very specific feelings that I feel like people don't always talk about. So whether that's looking up someone online that you don't speak to anymore and feeling like you are looking at their life and missing them, or the things that people aren't always honest about, I try to kind of put into song. And then in terms of the production, it's kind of, it does have that whimsical element, and I try to, there's a lot of humour in there. I think humour is my biggest litmus test as a songwriter. I think if it makes me laugh, it's going in.
I like that. It sounds right up my street.
Yeah.
And obviously being here in Cornwall as well, Cornwall plays a huge part in your sound and your story and all that kind of thing. So tell me a little bit about what is it about coastal life that brings you such writing inspiration?
Yeah, I mean, I think the sea clearly inspires so many people. I remember like living in a coastal town, going to like local galleries, like walking down the street, the high street, and there'd be like local art of the sea, and people all just want to paint the sea. And I think there's something about it that feels like that. But I think also for me, like I just love small town life. I love like the first community I ever like kind of found was in small town life, working in a coffee shop in a coastal town and serving tourists. And I loved like the gossip that would come through the door. We'd often have like overheard in the cafe and we'd tell each other funny things we'd heard. And I think so much about making music that's authentically you is going back to those things that you loved as a teenager. So yeah, this project was particularly like a journey of going back to those things that I loved as a kid, which is fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the gossip there. Obviously that is referenced in the title of the new EP.
Yeah.
Are your friends and family just terrified of telling you any form of gossip? Because they think, well, that's going to end up in her next song.
They give it to me freely. So one of the songs on the EP is about my friend Fran's ex-boyfriend.
Wow.
And she was like, please, will you write a song about this? So funny. So yeah, I think I guess also gossip as a concept. I was really fascinated by the trend of like autobiographical songwriting that's kind of been over the past 10 years of like artists like sort of writing songs that are truly true. And I really wanted to lean into this idea of like music that's, you don't know what's true and what's not, and it's a bit exaggerated, and I wanted it to sound like, you know, when you tell your friend a story and you make someone to be a villain and you do a funny voice for them and you make yourself perfect and you do a nice voice for you. And I wanted it to kind of capture that like kind of that energy that's not always in songwriting. Yeah.
This is the thing, isn't it? Because there's only so much drama or gossip you can have in your own personal life. So it's nice that you can share other people's stories and people can just have an open mind and listen along, not knowing if it's related to you or if it's just a fantasy you've created.
Totally. I really enjoyed, because I think people often assume like there's always, whenever you put a piece of art out there, people relate to it in their own way, and it can be completely different to what you expected. So I think this was a fun way for me of being like, oh, I can do that even more. Like they really won't know what's true and what's not. And that makes it super fun. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And what's the reaction been like so far? Because you did a listening party recently, didn't you? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that, because from what I've seen online, you've combined obviously your love of music for your love of crafting and things like that as well. So tell us about the party.
Yeah, so for all of my gigs, I always have crafts, like my headline shows, I put crafts at the beginning of them. So when you come in, there's a local crafts person leading crafts. And part of that is because I just used to find gigs really boring. And I used to be like, I want more interesting things to do. Like, I don't want to stand around with a pint. I want to sew. And also like, I know that people sometimes feel nervous to come alone because they're not sure what to do. So I wanted to be able to offer something so that people could come along and maybe make a friend. So the listening party really played into that, and we had postcard making with a local art shop, and then it was such a lovely thing. It sold out, which made my day, and I didn't actually know many people there, which also made my day because that means it's getting out there. And also we listened to the music, and I think for me it was really rare because you don't often celebrate the produced versions of songs. Like you play live, but you don't sit there and watch how everyone reacts to your the thing you've worked so hard on. So I was really like excited to do that, and I had to stop myself from crying. It was really nice.
Oh, bless you. Well, from what I've seen, you know, the fans are excited. This new EP, it's very exciting. I want to talk about the lead single. Okay, give us a little bit of background information, because I'm a man who loves lyrics. So talk me through some of the key lyrics in the song and what the kind of meaning behind it all is?
Yeah, so I wrote this song within an hour on a night, and a weekday night between the hours of 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. And it was basically a reaction to receiving a wedding invite from someone who I hadn't spoken to in a really long time, and I'd actually always wished that they would reach out and say sorry to me and for what had happened, and they didn't. But I just got this no context wedding invite in the post, and I felt a bit sad at first, but then I just couldn't stop laughing because I was like, how funny would it be if I showed up and we haven't spoken in 6 years and everyone knows?
That's wild.
And this idea of turning up at this wedding to me then became this almost gossipy thing where it's I could imagine myself doing the worm on the dance floor. And I was like, this could be such a funny situation. So I thought, what if I distill and bottle that feeling and exaggerate it in some ways? There's lots of lines in there that aren't quite true, but I think that hopefully fill the story and create a bit of a petty anthem. So it's not a moral guide for life, this song, but it is a fun moment of petty.
I love that. Petty anthem. That is the air quote there that is going to stick. I love it. Well, we're very lucky because today you are performing an exclusive performance for us. We're going to get an acoustic version of this. Mm-hmm. So we're going to hear that now. Guys, this is Essy Sparrow with Weddings and Funerals.
Imagine me 8 months' time at a wedding that isn't mine, sitting with the 10 girls who blocked me. Imagine me sitting there watching all the white you wear, knowing I was red for months with the grief. I've built this life, I've made it tall, had to process all you stole, made myself something better, something free. So wheel me out for weddings and funerals. Oh God, aren't I fun for the night? And when the party's done and you've all had your fun, I'll probably go home and cry. Let's not lie. It comes in special ways, like the day friend called to say you kept telling people we drifted. I bet it's fun for you to frame everything in that way. You can go to court if the crime's unlisted. You cut me down, made me feel small. I held myself tight through it all. Now you're asking me to throw confetti. Well, wheel me out for weddings and funerals. Oh God, aren't I fun for the night? And when the party's done and you've all had your fun, you'll hate that I stayed all night. Let's not lie. Saved for a wedding, but not this one. I'll turn water into wine, I'll dance and I'll scream. You were the problem, not me. 'Cause I'm perfect. No, I'm perfect. No, I'm perfectly fine. So wheel me out for weddings and funerals. Oh God, aren't I fun for the night? And when the party's done and you all had your fun, I'll probably go home and cry. 'Cause I wish we never had this fight. I can't lie.